First of all, I want to mention that I named this guide in reference to a book series, so please don't be offended by the title. Pets were released about a week ago, and I have already created 5 videos about them. However, upon reviewing them, I have noticed they are a bit scattered, lacking a complete guide. Therefore, I have decided to produce a 2-part video series that comprehensively covers everything about pets. In this first part, we will focus on the basics, such as differentiating between ordinary and aberrant pets. I will explain the main aspects of familiars, including their active skills, passive skills, attributes, and traits. As I mentioned, the next video will delve into more complex mechanics, such as melding, converting, stat transfer, and impact. Now that everything's clear, let's begin this video. Right now, there are 8 different familiars inside of the game, and they all have different active skills. That's the main difference, and I'm pretty sure they will introduce more pets with better active skills in the future, so don't get carried away with spending your resources on these ones like crazy. Alright, let's start with the types of familiars. There are 2 types of familiars right now, and those are ordinary and aberrant. To tell the difference, you can simply look at the top left corner of the avatar, and if you see a purple flag, that means it is an aberrant familiar, and each of these 2 types can be different rarities. Ordinary familiars can be common magic or rare, and aberrant familiars can be common magic, rare, and legendary. As you can understand from this, only aberrant familiars can be legendary, and to get an aberrant familiar you have to convert 3 ordinary familiars together, and you can get aberrant familiars as a result of that. Of course, it is not guaranteed, you only have a 30% chance. Well, we are going to talk about converting and other mechanics in the next video, so I'm not going to get too deep into that. Now let's talk about what these familiars can provide to you in the game. Well, they have skills and traits. First, I want to start with skills. As you can see on the screen, familiars have active and passive skills. All of the familiars share the same passive skill pool, but they all have one unique active skill. I already talked about which familiar has the best skill in this video, so you can check it out after you watch this one. And one familiar can have 6 passive skills. Passive skills usually buff the familiar's active skill, but there are some passive skills that can impact your character directly, and to learn more about best passive skills, you can watch this video. I will leave links to these complementary videos in the pinned comment. And these passive skills have 3 rarities: magic, rare, and legendary. Blue ones are the magic ones, yellow ones are the rare ones, and the orange ones are the legendary ones. It is nicely color-coded. Now let's talk about traits. Right now we have 11 different traits available to us in the game, and unlike pet skills, traits directly impact your own character. You can have all of 11 of these traits active at the same time, but they don't stack individually. And there are 2 different qualities of traits, common and advanced. For example, this familiar has 4 different traits. As you can guess, orange ones are advanced traits and yellow ones are common traits. These work quite differently than passive and active skills. Like I said, familiar skills usually just about the familiar itself, except few of the passive skills, but traits directly buff your character. For example, traits can buff your skill damage, critical hit chance, and things like that. The last important thing about traits is they require a certain amount of attributes. They don't just work right away like active and passive skills. So let's talk about that. As you can see, they all say inactive. That's because this familiar doesn't have the required amount of attributes for these traits to work, and there are 4 types of attributes: ferocity, agility, insight, and resilience. These attributes only matter for activating traits. They don't have any other purpose, and they are impacted by the rarity of the familiar. That's why everyone is looking for rare and legendary familiars. Legendary familiars can have attributes above 160. Rare familiars can have attributes above 120. Magic familiars can have attributes above 70. And that means to have an active trait you need a rare or legendary familiar. Rare familiars can have active common traits, and legendary pets can have both active common and advanced traits. Well, and that is all the basics you need to know. So in this video we talked about ordinary and aberrant pets and the difference between them. We mentioned active and passive skills. And lastly, we learned about traits and attributes. I hope everything was clear enough for you to understand. If you have any questions about things I explained today, let me know in the comment section so you don't have any problems understanding the next video of the series. You can also comment about the things you want to see in the next part of this series. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on my content. See you in the next one. Take care.